Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan Cohn, and today I'll be providing my November TBR, my to-be-read list of books. Now, normally I have a list of about 8 to 10 books that I intend to read, and I do have about a similar list, but unfortunately this month I have 2 books that are holdovers from my October TBR. That is because October was a terrible month of reading for me. I got sick, very sick for the entire month of October. And so I still have a lingering cough, so if you hear it, that's why. So I couldn't read all the books I wanted to read. I was just too weak to do it. But, see, right there's it. But I'm getting back together, and so I'll be able to read them. So one of the books I'm actually almost done with is David Weber's On Basilisk Station, the first book in the Honor Arrington series. I am loving this book. It's brilliant. I'll talk more about it in my review of it when it comes out. So this is the first book I'll read in November. The second book I'll read in November is the next Typhon Pack novel, Plagues of Night. Fully intended to read this in October. Just didn't get around to it, but I'll read it in November. Then we're going into, I have some fantasy books. I have the book Death Masks, which is by Jim Butcher. It's the 5th book in the Dresden Files series. I absolutely loved the 3rd book in the series and really enjoyed the 4th book, so I'm hoping I enjoy this one. I know this has one of my favorite characters returning. Michael Carpenter has a sequence, I guess that's what you call it, a sequence in this book. So I'm excited to read that. Then we have another fantasy novel, Netherworld, by Ari Ryder. This is basically like an independently published book. You may remember I've read Ari's other book, her murder mystery, Murder at Harvey House. Really loved that book. So hopefully I'll enjoy this one. Don't know much about this one. We'll see how it is. Then I have a John Grisham book, The Summons. I've read 3 John Grisham books that were all really long books. So this is a shorter book. It's like 350 pages. So I'm hoping that I'll still enjoy this just as much as his longer books. And of course, I'm loving reading legal thrillers. Then I have my new releases to talk about. These are books that are coming out in the month of November, and there's 4 of them. It's the most new releases I've ever had to read in a single month. It's crazy. The first book I actually have, my copy already came in, Quest for the Hidden City. It's by George Mann. It's one of the High Republic books for Star Wars. Absolutely love the Star Wars line of books, and I've really enjoyed a lot of the middle grades, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Haven't read anything by George Mann yet, so I'm excited. But this is a longer book for middle grade, so I'm hoping that it's more beefier, tells more of a story. So I'm looking forward to this. Then the other 3 books on my new releases list I don't own copies of. One of them comes out mid-November, and that is Star Wars The High Republic. I believe it's called Convergence. It is written by Zoraida Cordova, and it is the first adult novel in the Phase 2. And I love the adult line, and I love Zoraida Cordova. So I'm hoping put the 2 together, and we'll have a pretty good book there. So that releases late November. Then I have Legacy of the Mercenary King, the 3rd book in that series, Voyage of the Forgotten. I have ordered my copy. It is on the way. It is just not here yet. But when it gets here, I will read it. I'm very excited. Nick Martell, up-and-coming author. I think he's got a great opportunity to become a breakout author in the future. So I look forward to reading that one. It's an epic fantasy. I loved the first book. Thought the second book was okay, so I'm hoping that the 3rd book will pick it back up in the end. And the final book I intend to release this month is the book that just about every booktuber who covers fantasy sci-fi is going to be reading, and that is The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. Now, it'll be a while before I have my review of it up, but I look forward to it because I so love everything Brandon Sanderson writes, and I've loved Era 2. I thought the first book in Era 2 was brilliant. I thought books 2 and 3 were great. Not quite as brilliant, but still great, and I love Brandon Sanderson as an author, so I cannot wait to read that. So that is my TBR list for November 2022. I am sorry that I couldn't reach my goal in October. Hopefully I'll do better in November. So if you've read any of these books or intend to read any of them, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I'm Jonathan, and thank you for watching.